Hi, I'm Gerard, Witch of Earth's Curious Goods, and in today's video I'm going to show you a little bit of elemental magic, in particular how to summon a gnome. And this is going to be one of 5 videos altogether, but I thought I would break it up so that way the video isn't too long. But if summoning a gnome and doing some elemental magic is something that you're interested in, keep on watching. And without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so before I begin, I just want to say that today's video isn't going to be a crash course on what the earth element is, because that's what we're going to be dealing with today. If it is something that you aren't familiar with, or maybe you just need a brush up, I'm going to put it on the screen somewhere. So if you don't quite know the earth element or some of the characteristics, because I highly recommend that you get familiar with it, I'm about to shoot it out on the screen. So pause the video, screenshot it, and I'll take a few minutes to, jot it down, remember it. And the reason why is it's going to help you connect with the earth element. The earth element, for me, resonates. Now, a lot of spiritualists and witches around the world will say that you need to be born to connect to the element, and I am particularly just giving you my experience and my perception of elemental magic. Of course, make the magic your own, but take what you can. If you want to follow it to the T, I would recommend it. If not, no hard feelings. But for the earth element and the air element, I really bond with. Water and fire, I'm okay with. Not the best, but I'm okay with. But it took me a little bit. I had to get, some permission in order to share this with all of you. And I got it to where I could at least share one bit of my experience and something that you can try. This spell is designed to call on a gnome to help you with your magic or to manifest something in particular. So to begin with, I would recommend that first you learn about the earth element. Get as familiar with it, its characteristics, and there are many elementals under, or spirits, I guess, are the best way to say it. That's how I view them, is they're kind of spirits connected to each element. It's a forte of them. Now, the way that I have a connection with them, as you guys know, I am a devotee and worshiper of God, or one source, the divine, however you want to call it. And so I do not worship the elementals, nor is our relationship where I have an altar dedicated to each one of them. I don't. The way that I like to look at it and the way I describe it is it's sort of like my neighbor. Okay, each one of the elements is my neighbor, and they either want to help me or they don't help me. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I can give them offerings, I can call on them, and it doesn't mean that they're going to come, because just like a neighbor, imagine going to their house all the time and knocking on the door asking for a favor. Eventually, you're going to wear out your welcome. So in my experience, that neighbor can get kind of irritated with you. So the way that I work with them is not all the time, but when it's needed and when it's necessary. And I have that relationship with all of the elements where when it's necessary, if I'm calling on them, it's because I need that extra oomph, I need their help. But I don't rely on them. I don't devote myself to them. I do not worship them. And that's up to you on whether or not you want to build that type of relationship with them. Okay? But learn about the earth element, the characteristics, in particular, the spirit of gnomes. Now, each element has a leader or a king or something that kind of dominates the element, or kind of is the most powerful in a lot of stories and legends and so forth. And Gob is supposed to be the king for Earth. And for that element, I particularly do not have any experience with that. I have come across dwarves and gnomes, and that's my experience with the earth element, so that's all I can really speak to. But I have not, in all the years that I have had relationships with the earth spirits, have I come across Gob, or I don't have a relationship with Gob. And if I do, it must be something serious. But most of the time, the dwarves or the gnomes, they're more than helpful. Now, a little bit of information about what I've learned about the gnomes is they come in different sizes. The maturity is 12 inches, or like a ruler, so they're that tall. In different legends and stories, you can see them. They're usually with a beard or a little cap. That's kind of my experience as well. What I have found is that they mature early. So, and when I say early, they look older. They grow to full maturity around in 100 years. And this is just my experience now. So I'm just sharing what the information that I've gotten with them, and I'm able to share it with you guys. But yeah, they tend to, now, according to legend and stories, they usually are centered around the roots or tangled roots of like oak trees or old oak trees. My experience with the gnomes is it's not just that, it's usually caverns. When I got to see some of their dwellings and so forth, it was usually in like a cave, or it was definitely dark and dank. And sometimes I'll get them mixed up between a dwarf and a gnome, even though the gnomes are a lot smaller. So think of ruler side versus dwarves are like 3 foot size, sometimes a foot, sometimes 2 feet. So sometimes I can get them mixed up because of the way that their energy comes across. So, but make the magic your own. I can't wait to hear your experiences and when you guys summon the gnomes. They are interesting, and there's different walks, just like all neighbors can have different personalities. Same thing with the earth spirit. So when I hear that an earth spirit is this way and nothing else, in my experience, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that. That is like saying that all spirits are the same. All elementals are the same, and that's not true. I noticed that each one of them has a temperament, and why they're underneath the earth element is they kind of connect with that type of personality, but they come across in different ways. Some of them are snarky, some of them can be mean-spirited, some of them are not nice. And some gnomes just don't want to deal with humans in general. But if you can find that one gnome that wants to work with you, or multiple gnomes, then you are surely blessed and lucky. So hopefully my spell today is going to help you with that. So before you begin, like I said, get to know the earth. And when I say earth, I don't mean like, you know about it, now go ahead and do the spell. You're welcome to do it, but I would find if you do these steps, you're more likely to get success. So just kind of follow those steps. So get to know the earth element, get those characteristics, and then I want you to work with the element. And when I work with it, what I've done is I just plant stuff. So planting seeds, letting it grow. If you have a garden, that works, spend some time in the garden. If you're just not one of those people, maybe you just don't have a green thumb, that's perfectly fine. Just go out in nature, go touch a tree, go and just spend out time in the forest, and or with four-legged animals. Maybe it's your dog, maybe it's a deer that comes across your yard a lot. Just kind of stare at them, rabbits and so forth. But whatever helps you feel like you connect with the earth, I highly recommend that. Me, like I said, I just get some potting soil and a little pot, put some seeds in it, watch it grow. I kind of just garden a lot. And I think that's why me and the earth element kind of get along really well, and the earth spirits kind of answer really good, is because I'm just very close with it. Now, if we go by my birth sign and so forth, they would put me under air. And I do have a relationship with that, but I do find that earth answers me really quickly. Those spirits are really closer with me somehow, even though I wasn't born under that type of ruling. So I digress with it, but make the magic your own. Okay, so now that you've got that, we're gonna need some things though in order to summon a gnome. So you've learned about the element, kind of, you know, I'm not saying memorize it, but get as close as possible with memorizing some of the traits and knowing it. Looking at pictures of gnomes, reading some stories, that helps. Legends, a lot of the legends kind of come out of Scotland, I notice, but you know, you see it in cartoons and movies and all kinds of different stories across all walks of life. So it's kind of interesting. Number two, work with the earth element. So whether it's meditation, going out in nature, four-legged animals, potting soil and growing things in gardens and so forth, trees, that kind of thing. Saving trees, planting trees, that kind of thing. I noticed that it gets on their good side. Per se, and if you are a channel member, I'll make you a short, I'll put some tips and tricks for you to help you even further. So if you are a channel member, you'll get that information. But so that's number two. And now number three is the actual spell itself. Now it's time to go ahead and summon them. So we're gonna need a few things. I'm gonna bring you guys down to the table level so that you can see what I'm doing and kind of get an idea. And so it's hand puppet time. All right, I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so we're gonna need a few things. I would recommend having a tray, a plate, something that you can really spread some things out. And the thing that we'll need is sand. Okay, if you can't get your hand on sand, then I would recommend some just soil, potting soil, some dirt. But I find sand works really well. They are a huge fan of sand. Don't know why, I just know that at least with my relationship with the gnomes and dwarves and the earth spirits in general, sand works really well. Okay, we're gonna need a brown piece of paper, no straight edges, torn. If you have seen previous videos, you guys know how to tear this. If not, I would recommend seeing some of my previous videos, the one with petition. I'll try to link it down below, but yes. You're gonna need a permanent marker. I tend to get it's like the Bic markers or permanent markers, and they're different colors because I am a hooker when it comes to permanent markers. You guys understand why. Permanent marker, permanence, permanent, that's what we want. But green, as you can tell, colors like green and brown and black, gray, those kind of work really well with the earth elements. Forest green, that kind of thing. But green in general, I find really resonates and has worked. So that's what I do. Now, the first thing we're gonna need to do is you're going to write out it's like a petition, so something that you want the gnome to help you with. So it will be, please help me with, and just act like you're talking to your neighbor, talking to somebody that's your friend that lives right next door. Can you please help me with school? Help me with money, helping me get prosperity, helping me conceive, helping me with my marriage, helping me with relationships, friendships. You get the gist, okay? So you're just gonna write that, and I'm not gonna do this because I don't want to summon a gnome in my house. So I'm just gonna act like I wrote it down, okay? So there we go, write it all down, okay? Now, the next thing you're gonna need to do is you're going to draw the symbol of earth. Okay, and it's a triangle with a line in it, okay? Hopefully you guys can see that and it comes through. Let's see if it does. Hopefully it does. Okay, now that you've got what you're needing, the earth symbol on it, you are just going to fold it towards you, clockwise, fold it towards you, clockwise, fold it towards you, clockwise, fold it towards you, okay? You're gonna just put that to the side. Now comes the actual sand, okay? Or the dirt. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your plate and you're going to make a circle clockwise. Okay, you see how I'm doing that? Clockwise. And don't use it all, and you'll understand why in a minute. Okay, so see how I have the circle and you kind of left it. Now, if you messed up or if it just doesn't feel like a circle, it's okay to take your hand, and I like to make a little circle clockwise. We're bringing in, we're summoning. Okay. Now you still have some sand left over, and this is why I love sand, is because it's easier to work with in my opinion, but you can use dirt. Try that. I haven't tried it with dirt, but I'm pretty sure it would work the same. Okay? Now, as you're doing this, you're going to hum a low hum, okay? For some odd reason, I can't really explain it. I wish I could tell you, but with my experience, a low hum, so it's like a deep voice, like a deep hum, and you're just gonna hum a low tone, okay? Low tone. Now, if you're just not a hummer, you can't do that. I would have some sort of sound, of course, use your phone or something like that, record a low hum. But you need that low hum 3 times, okay? And you're gonna make that circle again. 3 times. Okay, so here we go again, and I'll show you as an example. All right. Again, you can also do a little circle. Here we go. So it looks like a circle. Ta-da! So let me bring that up a little closer so you can see. Perfect. All right. Now that you've got that, you're going to take your petition, your asking, your prayer, whatever you want to call it. I just say my request. Put that in the middle there. Okay? Now all you're going to do is say this spell. Okay, concentrating on the gnome. You're gonna wanna do this outside, so that's why I told you you wanted this to be on a plate or something of that nature. You're gonna go outside and you're gonna say this spell. If you can't go outside in nature or foresty area, I would recommend just going out on your balcony or your backyard, just your front door really quick to say this spell, okay? Sacred earth and shifting sand, O ancient spirits of this land, come to me and hear these words, travel here and be stirred. Gnomes of the earth from roots so deep, guardians of treasure, yours to keep, step from shadow, leave the dark, accept my gift, friendship embarks. The circle I make for thine eyes, come forth now, no more disguise. Now that you've said that outside with this, you're gonna wanna set this outside. I know a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to set this outside. Well, in my experience, gnomes tend to stay out in nature. They're a little bit more comfortable. Human dwellings and so forth, they're not a huge fan of. I notice a lot of the Fae, they have a hard time wanting to be in human dwellings. I don't know if it's our energy or what's the case, but I have found that I've done both ways, and I found that this needs to go outside, okay? Now, put it in your garden, put it backyard. If you need to hide it somewhere, I would recommend hiding it because I don't want human eyes and touching. I usually just put this on my balcony. Of course, I don't really care if someone sees it, but it's also a private balcony, so no one can get to it but me or my dogs. But yes, you're gonna want to put this outside. And then you're just going to keep it there until you get an answer. And what you do is you'll get an answer. Either your whole request disappears, you'll have dreams of them. They will definitely come to you in dreams or in your mind's eye. Or you'll get these little footprints. It's as if like they flew on a bird kind of thing. Sometimes it's actually where they'll open up the circle. I have found in my own experience that the circle is broken. It's as if somebody just came and moved the sand open and removed this out. And when I say removed it, it was like this. It was as if like they traveled in, grabbed it, and traveled out and left this, I think, in order to cover their tracks kind of feel. And I don't know how that all works. I don't know if spiritually they do it. I don't know physically. Now, my experience is they're not very corporeal on our plane of existence. It's on the astral realm, or sometimes in their own realm, and my own experience on like communing with them. Here in our realm of existence, it's a little harder for them to maintain their form, I guess, or their actual presence. But when they are in our plane of existence, they're very disguised. You know, they look like just a bunch of leaves, or that you'll catch them in like on your side eye, or you just, you know, how you can just, it's like you're looking forward and on the side of you there's something looking at you, or you feel eyes on you kind of thing, where it's little tiny eyes. But you'll get all these different experiences, but just know that they'll work with you. They are known to lend their energy. They tend to love to share knowledge. Another thing is like treasures and prosperity. They're really good at. They're good at herbal remedies and things of that nature. Healing. They're okay with healing, actually. I have, in my own experience, I haven't really had a good experience when it comes to healing spells, a request from them. It's just kind of like I sort of know what to do in order to do the spell. They don't particularly come in like help with that part. I don't know. Well, there you go. Here's one of the ways on how to summon a gnome using earth magic, elemental magic. So the next video is going to be about air and the air spirits. And so, yeah, I'm working with them. So if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe and like. You liking and subscribing helps the channel out. And this, of course, will help the algorithm understand to push this out to others so that they can experience earth magic and also connect with the gnomes as well. And I want to give a special thanks to my channel members, in particular, Skinny Gal 269, Susan Pfeiffer, and the Mushroom Lady. Thanks to you guys. You guys are keeping my channel up and running, and it helps me make content and keeping this thing going, keeping the wheels moving, right? And I hope all of you are doing well. I hope all of you continue to receive blessings and more. And till next time, bye for now.